I want to make jollof rice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming back to my regular subscribers, and thanks for tuning in to anyone who's new. So what we're cooking today is some jollof rice with chicken in one pot. So we're going to start off with about a tablespoon of oil. I chose to use avocado oil, and 1 onion chopped up. We're just going to let it simmer and not really fry, but just let it simmer until it turns translucent in color. And then once we're finished with that, I'm just going to smush it to the side, and I'm going to add my chicken. Today I'm using chicken breast. If you don't have chicken breast and you have legs and thighs, or if you have a whole chicken, that's fine too. But I'm just going to season it off camera with some salt and pepper, some poultry seasoning, and some dried thyme, and then I'm going to add it into the pot. We want it to sit roughly in the middle of the pot in one layer, so that way each piece can cook, and I'm going to leave it to get slightly brown. And once it's brown on one side, then I'm going to flip it so it can get brown on the other side also. So I'm checking to see if the chicken is the color that I want it to be, and once it is, I'm just going to flip it so the other side can cook also. Right here is my seasoning that I'm going to use for my jollof. This is 1 whole onion, 1 whole red bell pepper, 1 tomato, and a can of diced tomatoes. I've just combined that into a bowl. And now we're going to go back to our chicken, make sure that it's fully cooked all the way through, and it has the right color that we want. Once our chicken is cooked, to the desired color, I'm just going to put it to the side in a bowl. Once I do that, I'm going to get my palm oil out. If you don't have palm oil, it's fine for you to use regular oil. You can use like canola oil or whatever cooking oil you're using. But because I have palm oil and it makes the dish more authentic, that's what I'm going to use. So this was anywhere between 1/4 cup and 1/2 cup of oil. Now I'm going to put my seasoning mixture that I just showed you, my onion, tomato, bell pepper, and the can of diced tomatoes. I'm going to add that into this palm oil. The only thing I think I would have done differently was to grind up the tomatoes, the can of tomatoes, because I don't like the chunks in my jollof rice. So other than that, everything is fine. We're just going to put it into the oil and allow it to cook. So this is time-lapsed. I'm adding about a teaspoon or a little less than a teaspoon of pepper flakes, and the tablespoon you saw me add was chicken bouillon, and then I added a little bit of garlic powder. We're going to allow this to reduce down to about half of its content. So once you've allowed your seasonings and whatnot to reduce down, we're going to add our chicken and onions back into the pot. And then off to the side, I had already off camera washed about 2 cups of white rice. So I'm just going to combine the chicken and the tomatoes together. Now I'm adding in my rice. I'm going to allow that, stir that up and allow that to cook together for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to add the chicken broth into that. Here I'm adding a few shakes of paprika, smoked paprika. I like the smoky flavor that it gives to the dish. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I really like it. After this, we're going to add about 2 cups of chicken broth, and you want to taste the food, like you want to just give it a little taste to make sure that you have enough seasoning, enough salt and pepper and Maggi and whatever other seasonings you put into your pot. So on the last, I completely forgot, but I decided to add some rosemary, which is this right here. So I'm just going to add about a handful or just like a palmful of some rosemary into my pot. And then I also remembered to add some ground crayfish that I had in my cupboard. If you don't have crayfish, that's fine. You don't need to use it. A substitute would be some ground shrimp, dried and ground shrimp. But again, if you don't have those ingredients, it's fine to leave it out. The dish will still be great without it. I personally like adding the ground crayfish because even though I'm not African, my husband is African, and I feel like it gives the dish like another level or layer of like authenticity. You know, it's kind of like more true to the dish. But like I said, if you don't have it in your cupboard, it's fine. You don't have to put it in there. So once your rice and everything has come to a boil, you're going to let it sit and boil for maybe about 3 to 5 minutes. And then I like to cover it with either some foil, some parchment paper, or even a tissue towel, and cover it for about 20 minutes. And then we're going to open it up. And this is what I found when I opened it up. I tasted it, and some of the rice grains, most of it was cooked and some of it was still not cooked. So I decided to add a tad bit of water extra to the pot, and I'm just going to close it back up and allow it to steam again for about another 20 minutes, and then we'll check it to make sure that it's done. You also, again, you want to check it for flavor. If you need any extra salt or pepper, add it in. So it's been about 20 minutes. We're going to remove our lid and check the rice. When you're removing your lid, please be careful. Make sure that the steam does not like burn your fingers or whatnot. Just lift it straight up off the top, because that steam just burned my hand and it hurt. Anyway, this is what we are left with. Our dish is done, and yeah, we're ready to eat. So I'm very pleased with the way that the meal turned out. This was my first time making everything in one pot. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you for sticking around. Please, I would love to hear some feedback from you guys. Leave me a message down below. Let me know if you're going to try it, if you like it, what you think about the dish. I'd love to hear back from you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please, please, please don't forget to share this video with anyone and everyone who's interested in learning Caribbean and African foods. See you next week, guys.